Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back down the Barbarian Bar. Look who we got here. What is up?
What up?
Welcome. What's going on, man? Happy Friday.
Oh, just hanging in my store.
I was gonna say, you're in is that the back room or are you up front or?
No, I'm up front, so there's the
Oh
mall
man.
right there.
So we got some randoms coming
Yeah.
in. We might get some extra guests.
Well, I didn't lift the gate. I don't open for 25 minutes, so
Oh,
we're
okay.
good.
So we got good. Let's quick jump in, see who's in the chat here. I see you're the first comment, of course. Then we got Brady. Damn, I thought it was Lady says. Nope, we are just getting started. And I got a few things. Speaking of Brady, Knife Nut 69 says, hit that like button. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Birdman, I see you. What else we got in here so far here? Tyler Williams, what's going on, my guy? And then Kathleen Smith. Awesome. As always, guys, let us know what's in your pockets here. And we'll wait for a few more people to roll in here, but I'm going to have to pocket check you. So hopefully you came prepared. This wouldn't be an EDC live chat if we didn't pocket check you, of course. But, I think we froze. Well, while he is coming back from being frozen, I'll start with one thing. I hear you.
Internet does suck here.
Oh, you're in the mall.
If
We kind of expect that being in the mall.
So the internet sucks here.
Oh man, that's all right. No, you're back here. We'll just expect that's going to happen because that's internet these days. And like I said, you're in a busy mall, which is probably public, so you know they don't spend a whole lot of time making it good down there.
Nope.
What does Tyler says here? Duties sailback fixed blade. Ooh, nice. Okay, well Tyler's fixing this off right away, and the rule here down the Barbarian Bar is if somebody says what's in their pockets, we have to turn around and tell them what's in our pockets. And you don't have to give it all away right away. So I'll let you take Tyler's, and I see Knife Nut just put one in here, so I'll let you take the first one. What's in your pockets?
So I usually always have a key bar with me. This is the solid titanium one. And this one has my store keys on it. I have a separate one for my shop. And then I have my AirPods, but this is
you don't have to give it all away yet.
A leather case. What?
You don't have to give it all away yet. They got to earn these.
Oh yeah.
We'll make them earn it. We're gonna make them earn it. You gave too much. We'll come back to that. I'm sure somebody else is gonna be excited to show off because now you gave him a sneak peek. Knife Nut 69 says he's got his XM18. Ooh, is it Bowie or Bowie? How do you say it? It froze again. I call it the Bowie knife or the Bowie knife. How do I say it? I say David Bowie and I call it the Bowie knife. There we go. I'll wait for you to come back and being frozen, and I will talk about one thing that's in my pocket. Let's start out with the Zahn. This is the Chris Reeve Zahn with the glass blast. I have not carried this thing. It is I don't know. It's just something about it. I just absolutely love it. So that's the first thing in my pocket here. Michael Morgan, what's going on? Good morning, NFK20. Good morning. Going off my question here, when you're frozen, I was asking, do you call it Bowie or Bowie?
Bowie knife.
You call it the Bowie knife, and then you say David Bowie, I'm assuming? I've always been curious. No, I always
David Bowie.
You read all these things, and you never actually know what you'd call it. Well,
yeah.
Well, welcome here. I know this is the first time you've been live with me, so I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. Tell the people a little more about you. I mean, we know you're American maker, all American maker, that is. Tell us a little bit more about you. Some people may not know who you are.
Yeah, so hopefully this doesn't cut out too much, but I make a whole bunch of different products, mostly wax-based products that are 100% American made. So I source every component of every product from an American manufacturer. And as far as like the candles, cologne, beard balm, all that stuff, I try to source as many ingredients as I can from family run American farms. So it's not just that they're processed in the US or manufactured in the US. Like the beeswax comes from a farm in Wisconsin. The soy wax in all of my candles is grown as soybeans in Iowa and turned a into wax in, I think, Minnesota. And
Wow.
then uh, like oh, the sunflower oil is from a family run farm in Nebraska. They've been making it for 120 years. Um, and that's in like the leather balm and the cutting board conditioner and stuff like that. So, like, it's not just about buying American made, and that could mean a lot of things depending on who you talk to,
Absolutely.
but literally just like nothing comes on a shipping container, not the container that it's in, nothing.
See, I didn't know it went that deep. I knew it was American made, but it's really cool that you even know, like if I'm looking down on the product list here, you know, like beeswax, shea butter, jojoba oil. This is the cologne. You actually know where it came from, like the actual oils, and like that is super cool. See that when you say all American maker, like there's no joke. It is all American. Like Minnesota, I think Brady just said here, Nebraska. You're naming places that we live, like Wisconsin. That's across the border for me. So that is really honestly pretty awesome to even go deeper in there because a lot of people say, yeah, I'm an American company, but is it really American made? Like, you know where the sources of that is super cool. I actually am impressed, honestly. That's super cool. That's
Yeah, and
really
there's only, I think, two ingredients that I can't source from the US. I've been trying to actually work with farmers to come up with alternatives, but the shea butter comes from Africa, and there's literally nothing like it that grows in this part of the world. So, in order for something like beard balm to have the right consistency and be safe for your face, I haven't been able to transition to finding an ingredient that will replace it yet, but I'm working on it.
okay. See, and I wouldn't have known that. I mean, I don't know my oils. Like that's cool. I mean, so and you're also upfront about it too. And when it comes down to it, I don't know where shea butter comes from. I don't understand it. I get it because I've used beard balm, of course. I used to have a really, really nice beard, and I understand the idea of
Sure.
it. So that's cool that you know that too, even to top it off. We got a little. Let's take a look here. All American Maker has great products for sure, says Tyler. Double check here. I think somebody actually just dropped down. Not to interrupt, but we got to make sure people drop in here. Got to make sure we see what they said here. Oh, Kathleen says I just got back from kayaking. Oh, sweet. So she's got the dragonfly salt. Ooh, I like that one. Um, I think you're up for the next
Um,
drop here.
so this is actually Horween leather. It's a slip for the AirPods made by Nomad.
I'm aware of who
And they're
that
in
is.
California, but Horween leather is tanned and produced in Chicago.
That's cool. Okay, and I see you got the earbuds in there, so I'm assuming that's where there. That is
Yeah.
cool. Did you use your own? Because you got leather conditioner on there, or okay, maybe I said that
I
wrong.
actually haven't yet.
No, okay,
Yeah, I have a leather balm, but
okay,
the oils for my hands with touching it every single day actually conditions this enough.
okay. Good to know. I mean, my boots. I always think of my boots when I think of needing leather stuff. I always try to get that taken care of. I've actually just passed the 10-year mark on my Ariats, and my brother's on like 3 in the last 2 years. I'm either not working them
Yeah.
hard enough or I'm taking care of them. I haven't decided, and I'll let everybody else be
Hmm.
the judge on that one. Michael Morgan's rocking the Mannix 2 in S30V black, DLC green, and the AWT aluminum scales and a Victorinox compact. Ooh, that's a nice carry. Let's go with the we're talking leather.
Nice.
I got a leather wallet on me from Dango. I carry it in my front left pocket. Same as always. I don't know. I still have yet to. I've got a ton of wallets, but man, I don't know if you're into Dango products, but I just like them. I've been happy with the Dango. Of course, this has got that aluminum chassis because for me, it's got to be rigid. So I think that's kind
Huh.
of why I haven't changed it. I have to have a wallet that's not going to bend my cards, because if I put it in my pocket, I know I'm going to sit on, I'm going to lean up against something, and I've broken credit cards in the past. I've got wallets that I've literally just
Oh,
bent in
wow.
half, because I guess that's just me. I'm busy, and I'm a busy
Hard on
body, so I
stuff.
got to have a hard. Exactly, I got to have a hard usable wallet. Brady says here, I have a couple of candles he's held for himself. Okay, he ordered from you years ago. Cool. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, the candles I have in
Oh,
front
yeah,
of me.
he actually got a
So,
couple custom runs back in the
oh,
day.
oh,
So that might be what he's referring to.
we'll have to we'll come back to that, because we'll have to check out Brady's site, because if anybody knows, today we are dropping the Sip and Flip coffee mugs today, along with
Oh, yeah.
a Ranger Eye, the Slip and Flip Ranger Eye. We're dropping those at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they'll be on Brady's site. I put them on my link tree. So if you guys do want in on these, you want to join the Sip and Flip, it's got the logo on one side. On the other side, it's got Brady and I's logo as well. So
Nice.
the orange coffee cup is back. Knife Not 69 says your beard is still nice. It's been downsized. My wife likes the short beard. I think I went a year with a mustache, so I shaved it off and left the mustache off and on. So it's weird to come back with a beard, and it feels good. But my wife likes it short. She said many a time that I got to keep cutting it short. Oh, blacked out Chavez 229 kickstop from Brady. He's not carrying his on. What I show? I showed my wallet and a knife. You had. Oh, I think you're up now. I think you're up.
Oh, okay. So I have the SPL pack knife from Ontario Knife Company.
Love that.
Let's see if you can see there it is.
There it is. Yep.
Ontario Knife. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They actually got bought out last year, but they were made about 40 minutes from my house.
Oh, I did not know that.
In Franklinville, New York. So every one of their fixed blades was made there, but none of their folders except for their old hickory folder that was made in Franklinville, but everything else is made overseas.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that either. Man, see, that's cool. I'm learning stuff today just from you. Awesome. I like that knife. I love the orange, of course. That's cool.
Yeah,
Looks like it's your user.
kind of fitting.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
How do you?
I use it a
carry
lot. Usually I just shove it in my pocket.
You do? Okay. I was gonna say I was looking for a pocket clip on the
Yeah.
other side. I didn't see it show up or no. So you do. You grab the fixed blade and put it right in the pocket. No different than pulling it like a regular knife out of your a folder knife out of your pocket anyway. So yeah, I like that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Alpha Prime, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Anybody else drinking coffee as well here, by the way, guys? Are you drinking coffee? Or is it too late?
I'm having energy today.
Oh, that's right. You're an energy
I sell
drink
these in
kind
my
of guy.
store.
Okay.
Well, all of the energy in this is actually from green tea and coffee fruit, which is green coffee beans.
So maybe you know this then, because that sounds like something I would drink. I used to love my Monsters, and I used to love my Red Bulls, and all of them, you name it. I ran into a problem. I'd get canker sores, and I never knew what caused it except for energy drinks. So I stopped drinking them, and I just strictly only drink coffee. So I drink more coffee now.
Yeah.
I don't know what caused
That's all
it,
the
but I just stopped
chemicals. Monster
interesting.
actually has the same chemical composition as what they use to desalinize sewage treatment plants.
Come to think about that, I'm glad the canker sore started and made me stop drinking those. That's a good excuse. Yikes! I did not know that. And Kathleen says she uses a lot of candles, but it's not at this time. Oh, so it's a winter thing for her. Okay. Well, we're in August, just around the corner. It's preseason football. To me, that means the weather is changing. When preseason's over, we're into that cold season. So I bet you Kathleen will be hooking herself up on your website, looking for some candles for sure.
Oh yeah.
Alpha Prime's got the Daily Customs AK1 for the One knife. Oh man, he's doing that one knife challenge. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. So the other carry for me, I one here, Alpha Prime EDC. This is the Raylight OEM, sold and designed by Crispy Donut Community. It's got 3-way switches, so it's got 3 ways. It's got I actually don't even know how to do it yet. I haven't looked into it how to, but I've done it by accident where it's got the strobe and then it's got a flash, and I forget how to do it.
Oh, try triple click.
No,
Maybe?
that just brings it all the way up to the high. So maybe it's 4.
Oh,
No. My reason for a flashlight most of the time though is I do that half press, but you can do it 3 times and it goes and it's got the 3 modes, and that's usually what I use it for the most part. But it's great EDC size. I love the big fat pocket clip, and of course it's Crispy Donut Community, so you know you got to represent, and it's really quality. I know Raylight has some quality stuff, so I'm trying to think. It actually is not that expensive for what it is either. But I've got to figure out the mode, so I haven't made a video on it because I haven't familiarized myself on how to really use it. I've taken pictures of it, but I haven't familiarized myself, so I'm not ready to do a video.
yeah, I actually haven't gotten any of their stuff yet, even though I made candles for them.
I was gonna say you made candles for them. I got, like I said, I got one right here, which smells
Yeah.
phenomenal. I can't open it.
I actually had fun when I made them. I did a photo shoot, and I actually made sprinkled donuts with straight pink, like, what am I trying to say? The sprinkles. I covered them entirely in pink sprinkles for the photo shoot, and it was a lot of fun.
I was gonna say that it's fun to do stuff for them because you can really kind of what I like to say, not be so serious. Oh yeah, it does smell good. You guys can't smell it, but pretend you're smelling it. Yeah, it's fun to do stuff with them. I didn't say coffee and donuts. You really can't go wrong. Oh, this is a question for you here.
Oh no, that's a statement.
That's a statement. Never mind. I didn't read it before I clicked it. I probably should read things before I click it. You never know what he said. Heck yeah. It sounds like you're going to be a little more busy though. Maybe a little more outgoing. Maybe more festivals, more shows, or something like that, possibly.
I don't know yet. Like, I mean, I do a lot more in the fall already. Just because people are in the buying mood for Christmas and the holidays, and it's getting cooler around here. So then everyone's like, oh, we want to go to fall fests and stuff.
I was gonna say fall festival. How far are you from Tennessee?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 11 hours.
Oh, okay. So you're like me. It is quite a ways. Oh, here we go. He says press once and then press and hold. So press and hold.
Maybe press, then press and hold.
Not working. I think he's right on the hold thing. I think he's right on the hold thing, though. That's why it's in the pocket, so I can kind of help myself out, learn a little bit more here. What else we got here? I try to keep up. Oh, here we go. Here's a question, or not question. Only energy I drink I'll touch is a Bang. Bangs are good. I used to get those at I don't know if they're good for you, but they help me in the gym or get energy.
They literally got sued by Monster because they lied about the ingredients.
Really?
Yeah, they lost $200 million.
Oh. I haven't seen much about Bang lately, but I think trying to think when was I drinking those? It was back in the day when I was bodybuilding still.
They had to essentially go bankrupt after it.
Oh my God. So that makes sense why we don't see him anymore. Oh, Gabe, you're right here. Happy early knife day. It's been like knife week. If everybody on social media is, or at least YouTube, I've been seeing everybody's talking about knife week. They say knife day, but it's like knife week. A lot of cool stuff coming up, I think, here too. Let's see here. Ooh. Yeah, is that the stuff you're talking about? The human waste treatment? Ugh.
Well, I was referring to the fact that it's used to desalinize. So there's like
Okay.
foam that accumulates on top, and the stuff they use to defoam it is the same chemical composition as Monster.
That is so gross. So I'll just be
Nasty.
honest, that just sounds gross. So Brady's kind of like me. I quit energy drinks as well. And after today, after just hearing that stuff, that makes me want to not touch any of those. Yuck. And it's
Mhm.
a money saver. I think I'm not saying
Oh, yeah.
coffee's good for you, but when I stopped doing like bodybuilding and really kind of stopped that, I did that many years ago, I feel like now, but started drinking coffee, and coffee's natural when it comes to it. And it really helped me out as just like my regular workouts. Like when I stopped, trying to bench, 400 plus pounds. I mean, I was 340, 5'9", now I'm like maybe
Mhm.
20, 220, if that. Sorry, I wasn't no 300 pounds. I was like 250. Let's just be honest.
Sure.
Caffeine, saving stupid people's lives. Well, that could be right. Hey, Sid, good morning. Good morning. Jesse says good morning.
Sid Bones, what up, dude?
What's going on, my guy? Who else we got here? What? Okay, so 900% better than energy. I agree with you there. Since I got you live here, I got a package from you in the mail here. We should
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the desk off here a little bit. Let's see what we got in the mail from you. I'm excited because I got it yesterday, and I told you that I'm gonna open it today live. Let's see here. Let me get the old top down going at the stage here.
Nice.
And then you can kind of help explain what's in the box here. Anyway, yeah, let's do this one. Nope, I don't like that one. Uh-oh.
There's so many options.
There's so many options here. Let's just, I guess it likes this one. I guess when you do 3 people, it wants you to do this one. Okay. That ain't good. Anybody like that one?
That works.
Let's see what we got here. I like the tape, by the way. That was the first thing I noticed. It's got your logo on there. Kind of makes me feel bad
That's the
cutting
coffee,
through it.
dude.
That's awesome. Kind of feeling bad cutting through it.
Oh, don't.
You probably got rolls of it.
Way too much.
Oh, there he is. Oh, heck yeah. So it's a whole coffee box? Okay. Oh, a coffee logbook? Dope. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Check that out here. Sticker with the coffee guy. Okay. This is like Christmas. Ooh, there we go. Okay. We'll have to talk about this.
The ultimate EDC coffee.
Oh, that is sweet. Okay. I'm excited for the try. I'll have to
Do you
try
get
that
the double
tomorrow morning.
meaning?
The double meaning.
Stay sharp. Do you get it?
I get the knife and the
Like,
espresso.
so there's the knife, and then drinking caffeine keeps you sharp.
Keeps you sharp. I got you. Okay, I got you. I didn't even read
Yeah.
that part until just now. I like that. You got a good mind on you. Oops.
I like to have fun with it.
You have to. You honestly, you do have to have fun with it. I'm all agreement with that. All right, what do we got in this one? And these can all be
That
found
cotton bag. Oh, yep, they're all on my website.
on your website.
That cotton bag was actually made by a company in Kansas.
Really? See, even the packaging is from All American. See, that is cool that you do that. You spend the extra time here. Oh yeah, beard balm. I could do some of this today. And I see. Last week you were in our chat, and Ian was talking about tins. And we were talking about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, oh man, that smells really good. Oh, my kitchen doesn't even smell that good when I make a brew of coffee. Oh man. Okay. Let's hold on to that bag. That's really cool. And then okay, the espresso. Okay, I gotta smell that. I gotta smell. I'm a scent guy. My nose doesn't work always that well. But I'll tell you what, when something smells good, it works phenomenal. I'm gonna have to use this one today while
Well,
I'm
and the
at
funny
work.
thing is these paint cans, I originally bought them because they were one of the only containers I could find that were made in USA.
Okay.
But
I think that's a sweet
they're kind
idea.
of the perfect EDC candle container because you have to use a pry bar to open them.
I say I'm using my pry bar from Awesome Hank. That is sweet though. I mean, honestly, there's nothing more. I'm gonna say it manly. I mean, this is to be a manly thing or a masculine thing. Not that it won't, women can't do
Hmm.
it. Don't get me wrong. I know we got some women in the chat. I'm not being sexist by no means. I'm just saying like it's a EDC. I mean, EDC to me is an outdoorsy somebody who's active, which then again it doesn't have to be either. But I just like it. I really do like it, and it smells phenomenal. I can't wait to light that. If I do it light it on the live, I'm burning something down. So I gotta be paying attention. And then the artwork. You do all the artwork yourself?
So that artwork is actually done by Primo. I don't know if
I know
you
him. Yeah.
know who he is.
Yep.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
done quite a
he
few
lives a
logos.
mile from me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we've been friends for probably 11 years.
Oh, okay, okay. This is cool. Thank you. This is cool. So the coffee though, now I'm curious. I gotta ask about the coffee. So tell me more about this coffee here.
So that's the espresso ground version of my regular coffee, which is called the black and tan.
Okay.
And it's actually two separate roasts. There's a dark roast and a medium roast, and then I put them half and half together because the darker you roast coffee, the more flavor it has, but it has less caffeine. And the lighter the roast, the more caffeine it has, but the less flavor. So to
Okay.
get a mix of both, you do two separate roasts and then put them together.
So this is gonna have flavor and a little extra kick.
A little kick in the keister.
I like that. I like that. This is cool. You got these logbooks. So you got a logbook for knives, coffee,
Yep.
and NFKs.
Right now I've got the coffee logbook, I've got the knife logbook, I've got one for woodworkers, leather workers, I've got a photography one for people that like to take photos and keep track of the settings they use. I've got a
Okay.
mileage tracker, so it's for people that like say you run your own business and you want to track the mileage so that you can write it off at the end of the year on your taxes.
Okay.
That's a great way to log those. And
I
then
like
I
that.
have a workout logbook, and I have like 7 more that I'm working on.
That's cool. And in the EDC world, we always carry something, and a pen is big for me. I like to carry a pen. Sometimes I
Hmm.
may not use it. It may just be for fidgeting or flex. Let's just be honest. Sometimes you show up somewhere and you need a pen. And if you got the coolest pen, it's just there you go.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that the I like that one.
This is Tactile Turn.
Yep.
I think this was a special edition. I can't remember if it was called like the Overlander or shoot, I don't remember.
I like it. I don't have
But it
one
was
of those.
something to do
I
with
can spot it.
okay. Yeah, I've got like 10 now.
Dang.
It's a bit of a problem.
I don't
But
see a problem
yeah.
at all. I don't see a problem with it. Wade Knife and Tool is in the chat here. Speaking of American made.
Oh, nice.
This is from Wade Knife and Tool. He makes those. I think he makes them by hand because he Crispy Donut Community is only dropping 5 at a time because he has to hand make them.
Hey, I feel like that's even better because then it's like they're super limited.
Exactly.
You know the dude that made them.
Yep, and he's right here in the chat, right there. I think that to me that's
yeah,
even
that's
more
awesome.
Yeah. What's Sid saying here about we spoke Canadians and well, there we go. My favorite Canadian knife dealer. tried to ask Pete's crew at Blade Show about getting some stock from the Canadian customers. And I'm surprised that he wouldn't have. The response, they don't have any plans to. See, if I was Peter McKinnon, love the guy, love everything about it. I love watching this stuff. I am a Pete's Pirate Life fanboy. Let's just put it that way. If I had money, I would own everything. You would think, though, he would be more catering to Canada. Canadians should, in my opinion, and I have nothing wrong with that, should get first dibs. It'd be cheaper from the ship stuff.
Well, and if there's any country that's more patriotic about who they are than America, it's Canada. Freaking maple leaf crazy people like maple leaf on everything. Like I actually lived up there for like 6 months in Sudbury, and I was like, these people, like their blood must be maple syrup.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Pancakes and maple syrup. Yeah. See, I'm in Minnesota. You got to remember, I'm closer to Canada than I am some Canadians. Like EDC Knife and Tool. He's in Canada. His address is Canada. I'm actually further north than he is. And you talk maple syrup. We grew up making that back in the day. My grandfather made the best maple syrup.
60% of the population of Canada actually lives lower than the highest point in the U.S.
I believe that.
48.
I believe that. Maple syrup and
poutine. I love poutine.
Heck yeah. We grew up as a kid. I was a Boy Scout, and every year we would take the Boy Scouts out to my grandfather's, and we'd go tap all the trees. He would help them with that. And then we'd run around and trying to think how many acres he had, but we would make so much maple syrup. It would be in literally a whole weekend, and you would sleep maybe 3 or 4 hours, and you'd be boiling it down. And then you make 2 batches. He would put milk in one. Oh, it's just some of the best I've ever had. I can't do like what is that, Betty Crocker or whatever those regular syrups.
I have
to have homemade
trash.
Yeah, I can't do it. My wife will buy it for the kids, and she has to buy me real maple syrup because I can't do it.
No.
It's got to be real.
If people knew what that stuff actually is made from and how it's made, they would never buy it.
Oh no, not at all. Like I've seen maple syrup made, and it's clean, it's good, and it tastes so much better. Like I just health wise, probably not so healthy, but not too bad. Probably not compared to real syrup that you or not. Sorry, the fake off on the shelf stuff.
Oh yeah, maple syrup is actually really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just not in high quantities.
I just say yeah. Well, that's with anything. I mean, you can eat, drink anything you want. Everything's good. But if you overdo anything, I mean, you can eat steak and potatoes all day long, and it's not good for your heart eventually. But you can have anything in moderation.
Yeah,
because they cold as hell.
It is.
Canada's kind of like it is here. It's hot in the summer. We can ask Sid. He's probably sweating right now. He's probably sweating. It's not hot up there today, or not cold up there today. I bet. It's probably
it depends on where you are. In Ontario, once you get a couple hours north of Toronto, it doesn't get much warmer than like 70 degrees.
Ooh, see, I'm okay with 70. It's 70 right now where we're at today here in Minnesota. I'm good with 70 degrees. Once it gets a little hotter, I start to complain. Once it gets below 60 to 50, I complain. So I'm this time of year where it's starting to cool down just a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
A couple months ago, it actually hit 100 here in New York.
Okay, is that not normal?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, not at all.
We get over 100 here in Minnesota, believe it or not. I know everybody says, "Oh, it's always cold there." It is not always cold here in Minnesota. It does get very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good morning, Fook. Sid says here, it's the 29, but I have heavy rain warming. I'm assuming it's Celsius.
Dang.
Right?
No. Well, Maybe. I don't. Are Canadians? Do they use Fahrenheit or Celsius? I don't know.
Sid, you're gonna have to explain that because if it's 29 degrees there right now, it's August. There's no way we're talking.
That's
We're
called
talking.
freezing rain.
Yeah, that would be called snow. Now that sounds like perfect. Nothing higher than 70. I'll take it over 114 here. Oh man, yikes! Yeah, it is August. Canadians use Celsius.
Okay, Sid says, yeah.
Here, Jesse's right. Minnesota has extremes in weather. I saw this this meme and somebody says, "Why do you live here?" And then had like Men in Black. He's like walking off distance. If you're strong enough, and you walk around, you can do it. If you're strong enough, I was like, yeah. And so on the picture, it had like minus 40. On the other side of the picture, it had like plus 110 or something like that degrees. On the other side, like we've got the biggest closets here in Minnesota. If I look at this closet over there, there's a winter coat, my hunting jacket, and then on the other side here, it's like short sleeves, flip flops. I mean, it's all over the board here in Minnesota, and sometimes you wear them both. I mean, it's crazy.
We should do a hunting EDC sometime.
Ooh, yeah, I'd be down for that. I don't carry a whole lot of special stuff. This is actually my current hunting knife. I replaced my buck 10 with this one. This is the Grizzly Ridge. I need some better ones. I probably should just do a fixed blade, but I like this one. It works really well. I think the last thing I skinned.
Have you ever heard of Montana Knife Company?
Oh yeah. I don't have any. I'd like to.
I have 4 of their knives.
Okay.
And on the DL, I'm actually talking with Brandon, one of the owners, about producing custom products for them.
Ooh.
But my favorite knife from them so far is the Knock-On Triumph XL. It's a orange and black handle with blackout blade, and it's probably 8 inches long, but it's like the perfect hunting knife.
I'm gonna look up right now because I'm curious. Now you're speaking my language. Black, orange.
I just bought their Blaze Orange hunting knife for Blaze Orange Friday. It's once a year. They sell out in like 10 minutes, and then they're not available again until next year.
That does not surprise
me. If you join, and if you join their Facebook group, there's about 8,000 people in there now, and randomly people will sell knives. New in box that you can grab from someone else in the Facebook group. But if you don't get it that way, you can't get it again until next year.
Oh, dang.
But if you go down a little bit on their Instagram, they just did a coffee drop with Black Rifle, but a little further down is the Blaze Orange stuff.
Ooh, there we go. We're talking
right here we go. So I got the Super Cub.
Is that this one right here in the middle?
No, that is their stub horn, I think.
Okay. What's this?
They have 7 different models. Oh, right here, down a little bit. Right there. You see the 7 blades?
Yep.
Oh, the one in the middle one in the middle here on the screen is actually the Super Cub.
Is this the one you have? Or you may be getting?
Yep.
Oh, I love the looks of it.
See,
this is like my vibe.
I'm doing an unboxing video of that soon.
Ooh, see, that looks nice.
Yeah, that's their bushcraft knife, the big one.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm going through those different knives. Okay.
Yeah, they have 7 different models that they dropped.
I'm digging this. Like you got me. Got the wheels spinning up here right now thinking about it. I don't own anything from them yet, and that's a shame. I feel like because hunting, I'm an outdoors guy. If I had my riggers, like I would be outside all the time. I mean, I would quit my job and be outside all the time. And I'd take my camera with me if I could. Although last camping trip I
Mhm.
messed up. I should have brought it with me.
Well, the fun thing is you can actually get trail cams that record video now. So if you just set them up all around where you're going to be, they can capture the footage for you if anything moves, and then you can just collect it later.
That is true. We got a couple trail cams on the farm, and the quality is not so hot, but it works. That'd be kind of funny. Can you imagine just a bunch of
Yeah.
trail cam videos as a whole video? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, they just released their field sharpener, which is a collaboration with Worksharp.
I was just gonna say that
That's
is a
right
collab.
there. The first drop sold out, but they actually just dropped them again, and they're available on the site right now.
This knife sharper is made for the outdoors guy. The guy that's out in the woods hunting. Like I've got my field sharpener actually right here. I generally use it just for stropping most of the time, but I love it. I should get an orange one. What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Well, so the MKC one is actually smaller. It's you can see how there's no plastic in the middle and those two big gaps.
Yep. Now I see that.
And the pizza looking section on the far left of it is actually made for arrows.
Okay.
So like I can't remember the certain aspect for what the purpose is, but
I would guess the end of it.
I think it's Josh.
Can't think of the call.
Yeah, but the master bladesmith, who's the owner, Josh Smith, I think his name is, he actually designed this so that it would be as light as possible. And the sharpening isn't for like crazy sharpening. It's really just for like a quick, like, hey, I'm skinning a deer. I need to, and then go back to it.
That makes sense.
Because you can have a grinder in your garage at home after the fact if you really dull your knife.
I was gonna say, how many times do you really need to like create a knife? I mean, a knife sharpener is more for like creating it, but these are more for, like you said, just a quick touch up. You know, if you're skinning whatever. Like the last thing I skinned with this, sadly, was a hog. Yes, it was a hog.
Right.
There you go.
The other cool thing is through AventLink, it's a company that Montana Knife uses. You can actually become an affiliate and make a percentage off any sale that people click on. So I became one of their affiliates recently.
Nice.
But their average sale is like $300. So you can make some decent money as an affiliate from them if you create content around their products.
So what you're saying is I need to try to become an affiliate with them. So we can so I can afford to buy
super easy.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
I need to hook myself up here. Like quick here. What are we missing? Some stuff in the chat here. Brady says same here in Nebraska. It was 70 here yesterday. Going to be 98 this weekend. Wow. I used to go fishing in Minnesota. Well, the bugs are bad, but the fish are good. That's why the fish are good. We got lots of water. Yeah, same. It's gonna suck being hot. What does this mean here? Prairie swarms over here. Bug spray. Yeah, I just got one of those foggers. You ever use one of those? Went over to Harbor Freight and picked one up. They do okay. It's buggy here in Minnesota, obviously with all the water, so we went ahead and got one of those camping. Yes, happy National Knife Day. You guys do anything in the store for National Knife Day at all?
No, because I'm gonna sell knives.
Okay, I was gonna say you don't sell knives, but
yeah, and the EDC community around here is very small, so most of the people that live here just go hunting, and they're not really like into the EDC realm, so it doesn't really connect with a lot of people.
That they may be in the EDC realm and they just don't realize it. I think, and that was the thing with me, like years ago. I didn't really know there was like this community of it. I just carried a knife. I wore a watch. I mean, I carried a pen. I always had like a notebook or whatever. All these things. I just didn't know it was a thing for me when I first got into EDC
Yeah.
and realizing there's a community about it and stuff. But I think a lot of guys like my I'm going to call them non-knife EDC guys. They've always carried a knife with them. They didn't care the brand. They didn't care what it was as long as it opened up
Right.
and cut stuff.
Oh, it looks like a broadhead tool. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that on there. Okay. And Kathy since 86 in Arizona, but that's a dry heat. I went to New Mexico to visit my
That's such a Southwest thing to say. It's just a dry heat.
right. Well, it's New Mexico is where my father-in-law lives, and we went down to visit him, and it was 32 degrees here leaving Minnesota, freezing. I mean, it was snowing, it was wet, it just sucks, you know. Get on the airplane and it's 32 degrees there in New Mexico. And I'm getting off the airplane. I think I wore my sweatshirt. I don't think I wear my coat because you're in the airport, it's hot, or you know, there you don't want to wear all this stuff. And I remember getting off the airplane and we got in the pickup truck and I was like, it's freaking hot here. What's the temperature? It was 32 degrees. So I took my sweatshirt off and put shorts on. I was like, this is crazy. But it's a big difference where you are. And I think it's just the moisture in the air, which makes it feel hotter when it's hot and colder when it's cold because you got that moisture really hitting on you and stuff. Kathleen says it's still hot. I'm not going to disagree with you. I would say an 86 degree hot would be way hotter than it would be here in Minnesota because that 32 degrees was hot. Well, not hot. I mean, it was comfortable. Let's just put it that way. It was comfortable.
Yeah.
I know you probably got to open up shop here. You got anything more you want to say or show in your pockets or anything like that before you do? I know I don't want to keep you waiting.
I don't usually carry much. Just these 4 things, really. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I hope you guys do well with the drop of the mugs and stuff tonight.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting back more into YouTube. Over the last month and a half, I've just been
lately
dropping probably I think it's 1 video a week on average. But I want to get back more into it. Sadly, I'm going to be closing the store at the end of the year. It just hasn't been doing well. Not well enough to keep it year round. So
you got overhead bills.
Yeah, they're killer.
I can imagine, and especially being in the mall.
Yeah, and this one isn't bad. There's just no people, like nobody. And so I'll be closing in January, and my plan is to then go to doing content full time on YouTube and try to get into TikTok more. It's just totally against the way my mode of thinking. TikTok is just a whole nother animal. But for me, I've got this massive product line and not enough sales. So for me, I think the answer is just create more content. And for me, more about other companies and the American products they produce, do some content for my company. I plan on doing weekly lives on YouTube, more as like podcasts with other makers.
Heck yeah.
It'll just be figuring out the best time to do that. And then hopefully getting to the point where YouTube can grow enough to give me some income as well, because I'd like to have a store, but I think the ultimate goal is buy some land and build my own store so that I'm just putting all the money back into my own pocket and I can make it cool.
I was going to say, you can go wild if you wanted with that. That would be really neat. I mean, knowing kind of like the stuff you could do. Oh man. Outdoor
my plan would be to have it be like a camp store almost.
Yes. I like that.
And I want to build 10 to 20 Airbnb cabins that I can rent out, but also like a couple times a year, have a bunch of people like from the EDC community or whoever come stay. and we can do some fun stuff together, create content together, whatever that looks like,
I like
and
it.
have it be a resource.
I like that a lot. There's a place that needs something like this. Minnesota. You come to Minnesota, open that up here, and
Yeah.
if you need anybody to help you, I'm willing. I'm willing. You get some land over here in
Okay.
Minnesota. I'm about to and the goal was actually the next 2 years, but I think we'll see how things work with moving. But I've got land out in my farm where I plan on building a house here really soon. Hopefully sooner than later.
Nice.
We'll see what happens. But I would that sounds like living the dream. You get something in Minnesota, you need a helper hand, even if it's just I'll scrub toilets if you need somebody to scrub toilets. You call me. You come to Minnesota, come over here. We need more EDC stuff also here in Minnesota. Like everybody has a blade show. We need something here in Minnesota like that, especially camping. You need a good fishing spot too, don't you?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I I hate New York's politics, like hate. But the reality is, where I live, you can buy land cheaper than anywhere else in the country.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that.
so like, I can get 100 acres for like $200,000. Um, so
Whoa.
uh, yeah, and it's pretty inexpensive. And if you get a USDA farm loan, you can actually pay zero interest for 10 years. So my goal is to actually establish a farm, get some cows, chickens, goats, stuff like that. I want to have greenhouses to produce food year round, and then
Okay.
also the whole Airbnb cabin thing. Really, the cabins would be more of the income long term, so that because if you talk to any farmer, they're like, if you want to be a millionaire, start with $2 million.
I was gonna say, yep. Yep.
So you're not going
Farming
to get
is not what
rich.
we think it is. Farmers look
No.
rich, act rich because they have a lot of really expensive machinery. At the end of the day, like all my farmer friends, like they work for their money. I mean, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes November, I don't even see my buddies anymore that are farmers because they're on the farm. They're up all night. They get up
Mhm.
super early. They don't sleep. And then once football season comes and that winter is time, and they're not like farming hardcore, they're either doing hogs or whatever. It's they work hard. They work hard.
Oh yeah, and I think especially in the northern states, like where we're from, rethinking how farming is done and doing it with aquaponics in greenhouses will create a way. So, like right now, if you wanted to grow crops here, you have one cycle
Yeah.
before it gets too cold. If you do aquaponics in a greenhouse, you have 12 cycles a year, which means you can grow
Whoa.
crops 12 times and they rejuvenate uh, because the weather doesn't change in a greenhouse. The
Yep.
aquaponics, you're actually raising fish, and their defecation actually creates high density nutrients that supplies the plants so that they grow faster.
I
It's
didn't
just a
know that
whole
either.
thing that, yeah. So for me, you actually get a lot more bang for your buck by doing a greenhouse versus just tilling up the ground.
Okay. See, I used to be into fish. I wish I would have known more about that. I mean, and it makes sense with all the stuff that's in like my fish tank, all the stuff you clean on that, all that just
Mhm.
crud. So that I should have been holding on to
Yeah.
that and like making it into something.
So the plants suck all of that out of the water, and the water stays clean because all of that is actually nutrients for the plants. Just like, our lovely government tells us that we need to go green, all of the CO2 we produce is literally food for plants.
That makes
So
sense.
when a cow farts, it's a good thing.
Oops.
Yes.
That's see, I think you got something planned here, as Knife says. Knife Not 69 says that sounds like an awesome plan. I mean, it would be you sound like you got a really good solid plan going forward. I mean, some ARB like you said cabins style kind of thing so people could come to your land.
Yep.
And
So
okay,
we have a lot of Amish people here, and
okay,
they build cabins all the time. So you can get like a 10 by 20 cabin, not insulated or anything. Like you have to do the rest, but the
sure,
shell for about 5 grand.
okay,
So you just buy 10 of those, and then you plumb them all in, and you essentially create your own sewage treatment plant that feeds that they all feed into,
okay.
and then you have 10 Airbnb cabins that people can stay in.
That sounds fun. Honestly, that sounds really fun. This is totally not the same thing at all, but my father-in-law comes up and he works for like a KOA, and they've got those small, like they're like 10 by 12. That's really all they are. But I don't think they
Hmm.
have plumbing or anything in there. It's literally just a spot to lay your head, keep yourself out of the weather. And that's about it. So you're actually talking more than that, which man, that would be so cool. I mean, I'm telling you, maybe
Yeah.
maybe I gotta move there is what you're saying. Come there and work with you.
Oh
That
yeah.
sounds like so
Um,
fun.
and and they're all going to have a little wood stove in them. There's actually a
Sweet.
guy in I think it's Idaho that
Okay.
hand welds and makes little wood stoves. Um, I can send you a link to a video that it's Wrangler Star. He's a YouTuber. He's
Yep.
probably 45, 50 years old. Great guy. He's in Washington. But he just did a video using them, and they're maybe 2,500 bucks.
Okay.
But you can heat 10 by 20 foot building, like
I
you'll get blasted out.
I grew up with a wood stove. My dad had his workshop, and his workshop was not small. And that's what we do. He'd have a big
Mhm.
stack of firewood next to it and outside, and man, it would get hot in there. Like it'd be, whatever minus, let's just say 15 out there. We get done, doing work and going to the shop, and we'd be sweating. I mean, we'd be in there in our underwear
Oh
because it'd be
yeah,
so hot sometimes. I mean, and it was not an
yep,
insulated shop either. I mean, it was
yeah,
those old fashioned wood burners rock. You get close to them, you'll burn
hmm
some stuff. Yeah, those rock.
yeah.
I do watch Wrangler
And
Star.
what
He's got
is
some cool stuff. He's into watches. Out of anything, I did not know he was
really?
into watches. He's not like really big into
Hmm.
them. Really, recently, it sounds like he's more into like the pocket style watch. But yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
decent watch collection actually.
huh.
Fun random fact.
Yeah.
I'll
But
have to
anyway,
watch more of his
like
stuff.
that's my ultimate goal because I want to get back to nature. I want to spend more time outdoors. I want to spend less time on my devices, more time creating content and connecting with real people. And ultimately, like as things get harder, depending on um, the economy, if you've got natural resources like cattle and crops and stuff, you can help people in need when that time
Absolutely.
arises. So I really want to position myself to be a resource.
Okay. I think that is honestly really cool. In what you're doing is you're providing for your family at the same time and helping others. I
Yep.
mean, if anything does crash, like I'm not gonna say I'm a doomsday prepper, but I love the idea of being a doomsday prepper. What you're saying is you're
Hmm.
establishing it. The biggest thing, with my opinion, is a community. You build a community, you've
Yeah.
got land, you've got food, and to me, what you're doing is you're providing something like that for yourself. If something was to happen, I'm not saying you're trying to doomsday prep or anything like that. By any means, that's not what I'm trying to say. People in the chat going about blow me up and say, "Hey, Mike, he's not doing that." Now, you're right. I'm not. I'm putting that as an example. That's to me, it's like that would be so fun. That would be cool. Got a little
Yeah.
campground for people to come out. You got your store. That'd be cool.
And then if anybody wants to come and visit, they've got a place to stay.
Yeah, see, that would be cool. Yep. You'll have to have, like, a community, little get together, have people come out and do
Oh
your own
yeah.
show or something like that. Not a blade show because that would be expensive, I'm sure. I can't imagine what those guys pay to put on a blade show.
Well, their greatest expense is just renting out the facility.
I would say the
So if you were
facility.
to do like a blade show with tents in a field, it would cost you nothing.
That's true. I don't know if you watch, Matt Carricker Off the Ranch or Demolition Ranch
Oh, yep.
from Texas. He just bought like an abandoned resort. And that's what he's doing. It's just a grassy knoll. People
Oh,
are
yeah.
coming down there. He puts on like these small events, and it doesn't cost anything. People just show up and basically, like you said, tents or the truck or overland their vehicles or something like that. And that's all you would need to do, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Pook Doosel talking about being totally in the prepping. I wish I was more into it. Yeah, Crazy Pepper. The TV was what he's talking about. The crazy preppers are the ones who are giving it a bad name for emergency, and that's all for publicity. I mean, those
Yeah.
people who are doing it, it's all for show. They're putting that stuff on. They maybe, I mean, that's what makes the show good. The Doomsday Prepper show. Everybody getting really, really in depth and stuff. If it was
Yeah.
what they really are, like the show would be boring. Let's just be honest. It's like it'd be like going to a car show, seeing a bunch of Honda Civics from 1999.
Uh-huh.
You see that in the Walmart parking lot. We want to go to a car show. We want to watch a TV show, and stuff like that. That's out there. Hey, there he is. There's CPM. What's going on, man? Yeah, it's cool stuff. Like I'm excited to see what you got in the future. I mean, you've got a great product already. I'm excited to try this too. This candle. Try my beard balm. This is cool.
Yeah.
Also, that coffee. Like, you got me thinking about the different roasts because I like my coffee dark. I like black coffee, so I'm excited to try this out. Do my review. I don't know if anybody's got a close look at that bag. That's cool.
Yeah, and that was hand drawn by Primo too.
And that was by him too. I like that. He did a couple logos. Who did he do? We know him, formerly known as Noob. Now he's Iron Bite.
Oh,
I think
he's done thousands of logos.
Well, logos that we might know.
More than half of. Yeah, he's in more than half of the leather community's logos.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I'm not even in that realm much anymore. But if you go on Primo's page, you can see all the people he's done stuff for. It's crazy.
I was gonna say I've scrolled through there, and he's got a design work that just works. It's really good. It's very clean. Yeah, I started to follow him. I used to be a graphic designer, but I could never do as good as stuff he did. It seems like he makes it just so fluent. Everything he does is just so fluent.
Yeah, like he did all my dude.
That's awesome.
I've got like 16 of those.
You got a lot of banners. You guys like that. Is that? But that's not the regular material though. Is that cloth behind you?
Yeah. So this is actually made by Pointer and Pine in Montana.
Okay.
He actually hand paints all these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So these big ones, I have probably 10 of them. But then I also have smaller ones for sale on my website of the Whiskey Dude and the Coffee Dude.
Okay.
And I'm actually working on starting to make my own. I've got a seamstress here in town that's going to start sewing up the flags for me, and then I'm going to paint them myself.
Oh, awesome. So when you paint them, would you do like not like a stencil, but how would you accurately get it to be good look?
You just make a stencil, you trace it, and then you hand paint it after the stencil's gone.
Okay. You guys haven't checked. I linked up your Instagram, but I should link up your actual website as well here.
Yeah, if you click shop there on top.
Oh, whoops, I'm sharing the wrong screen. There we go.
Okay, click banners and flags.
There we go.
And like if you go down a little, the Do What You Love, that's a hand painted flag. The blue one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
The two in the middle here underneath that, the Whiskey Man and the Coffee Roaster, those two. Oh. Yeah, those are both hand painted flags.
That's impressive. See, I did not know that. I thought, they're printed, whatever, but these are neat. So it's Primo's design and another
Yep.
American, fully made American banner. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What Sid says here, I still need a photography dude's
Oh,
banner flag. Oh yeah.
yeah. I've been a little bit of a slacker in putting out new stuff.
Well, you've been busy. I mean, as far as all the stuff, I mean, I've seen what you've been doing. You got a store now. I mean, when I first even heard of you, I mean, you didn't have a storefront. I mean, I remember you starting that up, and
Right.
you've been busy. You've been doing a lot of stuff, which is good. I'm excited to see you grow, and I think this is only the beginning. You've got your foot in a door, and now you're gonna have your foot in a new door. I can only imagine, your own store. Like I'm seeing like a
Mhm.
campground type thing. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, and I love building stuff, and I think getting to the point where all American maker makes more than candles would be really nice.
Well, you
Yeah, I
you
mean,
make a lot more than that. We know that, of course, as far as
yeah, but I hate when I'm talking to people in the community here and they're like, "Oh, you're the guy that makes candles, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah, but there's more to it than that. Well, the
Mhm.
candles, I mean, I'm trying to think if I know any candles that are in a paint can. Just trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen it, and maybe if I have, I didn't bat an eye to it.
There's another company out of Washington called Good and Well Supply.
Okay.
She's been around for a while, and she makes them in paint cans. They're all national park themed.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then there's another couple. So this is a weird circle of life thing. Uh, when I was looking for videos on like how to start a store, like some tips and tricks on like what to know when you're getting into it, I found a YouTube video by this couple in Michigan. Well, I watched the video. I tried finding them on social media, and their name under what they posted the video on didn't exist. But it actually took me to another Instagram account for a store, and I saw that they were following me. Well, I
Oh.
messaged them. Come to find out, they had changed their name. It was the same couple, and they'd been following me for years. And they actually started making candles and paint cans. um, so it was kind of weird how like I was looking for information on starting a store, and they had actually been watching me on how to make candles and like started
You guys
creating them.
flip-flopped. You guys shared each other's
Yeah.
same interest. At the same time, you guys shared each other's, just what would you call that? Education, I guess. Lost the words of how you'd say it, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you call a small world. At the end of the day, that's crazy
Yeah.
cool. That is crazy cool. Yeah, that's funny how that stuff works out. That is really funny. I gotta take a smell of this again. I was telling my wife, I was like, because well, you messaged me yesterday. I kind of brought that up with her, and she's like, she had kind of a name for a scent. It
Oh yeah.
I told her I couldn't do it because it's the scent of my deodorant, Bear Glove. I don't think you could do that, but it made sense. I was like thinking leather and all that. What's manly? And I was thinking about Bear Glove, and
Yeah.
oh man, that smells so good. How many of these do you make at one time? So when I've seen the video of you making them, you make quite a few at a time.
Uh, like when I'm doing them custom, the average order or the usual order now is 100. Um, but like when I make them for myself, I'll probably make 300 at a time.
Wow.
But my wax melter is big enough. I can make 600 candles of one scent at a time.
And these are, I saw it, 8 ounces. No, yeah, 8 ounces. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot of wax. I mean, you must order a ton of
Yeah.
equipment when it comes into it.
Yeah, I go through several pallets of wax every year. It's about a truckload.
Is he talking about the candles over here, or is he talking about this? I'm trying to think what
Well,
he's catching on here.
the possible thing to come.
Oh! Whoops! Oh, we'll see what happens. Well, I'm in. I mean, I think it'd be fun as heck. Is that if everybody else is in on
Oh yeah.
what we're talking about? There's Palmer. What's going on, my guy? Good morning. Yeah, well, I think so. We got to come up with something that's gonna spark some interest, and it can't be the exact same as everybody else's. Let's just say,
No.
I'm gonna smell this one.
So like Awesome Hanks candle, that's actually the Pacific Woods candle in my collection.
So good too.
That's
It
black
just
pine and ocean breeze.
okay. I smell that, and it's man. I don't. It's maybe my office just smells really bad, and anything that smells good is good, or this is just really that good. But it definitely it's fresh. It really is fresh.
Oh yeah.
If that mean orientation? Does that mean school's starting already? Already?
Some places, yeah.
23rd of August? Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, Pacific Woods is Sid's favorite. Okay, so
Oh yeah.
other flavors you got. Let's just take a look here. Other candles you got. I'm just generally curious now. I'm gonna pull. Let me share my screen over here with this.
The most popular one is oak moss and amber.
I like the X.
The second best selling candle is apples and maple bourbon.
Apples and maple bourbon. Oh, that screams
It's
fall.
the eighth
Where's that
one.
one?
Down one and over to the right. Yeah.
That one right there. That one's I've never that one. Yeah, I'm tempted now. These all. Ooh, what's this one?
Black currant and absinthe.
All right, explain that one.
So black currant is kind of like black licorice.
Okay.
And then absinthe is like a mixture of amber, different notes of woodiness. It's a really good scent, and it's kind of hard to describe until you smell it.
All right, so
But I
I've been to
actually
Europe
made
and
those
I've been to
custom for
Germany.
someone.
Is
Uh-huh.
is absent what I'm thinking it is? It was in a green shot glass. They lit it on fire. Is it anything to do with that? Because that had a little bit of a Jägermeister. Am I wrong or
Maybe.
right thinking about that?
Potentially, but I wouldn't want to hype it up and
No,
then fall short.
I'm just curious. No. I that's the only word I know of absent. Well, at least that I think of. But black licorice would make sense then. I'm
Yeah.
that one sounds good. Espresso. The tobacco bourbon. I mean, these all. I didn't even realize you had so many different candles. Blood
Oh
orange.
yeah, I think
Ooh,
there's 25.
wow. I know Sid. He just said, "Oh, good fall time apples and maple bourbon." Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure I'm keeping up with the chat here. My school is letting me start college early. It's day 2 orientation. Early, man.
Oh.
That's crazy to think about, though. Knife Nut, I was super excited. Never seen one on the road before. What are we talking about? Oh, a Super Bee. Oh, yeah. Talking cars.
Mm.
Okay, I'm down for that. Absinthe tastes like it. Okay.
Oh, that's propyl alcohol smells.
I don't know. I mean, when like I said, I was on a castle in Germany, and I was younger, and I just remember a guy coming up and saying, "Hey, you want some of this?" And I said, "Sure." And we were all kind of learning each other's names at that time, and it was a little sketchy, but and I think that was the first time I ever even heard of it. Ooh, what's this? This is Ricky Bobby candle.
Oh gosh, this is funny.
That's cool.
It's
I'm
cinnamon and
assuming.
race fuel scented.
Okay, Big Red. That's cool. Yeah, you got some good stuff. When you come up with these scents, like any of these, do you have like a background of knowing this, or is this something you just kind of came up with, or
I just uh, make them up, really. I
okay,
mean, some of them, like American whiskey and stuff, I found some like fragrances
okay.
that resemble whiskey. Um, but then some of the other blend ones, I was just like, oh, that smells good together.
I was gonna say, so you would say some of it's probably trial and error, and if you had quite a few that were like, and didn't make,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, a lot of them didn't
Definitely.
make.
I mean, in my shop, I have over 200 fragrance oils now. And
Holy smokes!
like a lot of them I used to blend together. Like I used to make, like that one's leather and fresh cut grass. But like the beer candles I have, those I actually formulated, and they used to be private labeled for breweries in my area, like the blueberry wheat beer and the
Oh,
blood orange
okay,
hefeweizen. Um, those I used to make for local breweries. That one was for Alcaville Brewing, which is near me.
okay. We've got a blueberry beer, Shells brewery here in Minnesota makes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's so. This is your most popular. Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Amber is okay. I like the axe, of course, so I gravitate towards that one.
Hmm. That's just an
Nice.
Est wing, and the nice thing is it's American made, but they're only like $40.
Oh, okay. I've got a. I don't know if you can see it. Got a little one on the wall for decoration, but it is sharp. It is sharp.
Oh yeah.
I need a bigger one. I need like a legit one. Someday
I
it'll
just
happen.
got
Someday.
one from Hardcore Hammers or actually it was, excuse me, two blade shows ago. Hardcore Hammers had one on their table. It's a 36-inch axe. It's got like a 3-pound head, and it was a one of one. So it
Oh,
was a completely topo design handle, and it was kind of like a tester that they did, seeing if it would be something people would be interested in. But I got it for $200, and the ones that they usually put on their website that are ones of one are $1,800.
oh man.
Yeah,
You just
but
you
I
just
went
made it.
right to them. Oh, that one was for Warwood Tool. They're in West Virginia. The video I just did, and that's
Yeah.
a smaller one. That's a 28-inch, but it's a great camp hatchet axe kind of thing. It's super light. It's only 2.25 pounds, and it splits really well.
I watched the video. I was gonna try pulling it up here. Oh, I had darn ad that popped up as soon as I tried looking for it.
Uh,
I don't know if you guys heard that or not. Here it is. We won't play the video. We got to make people go click on it. Here we go. If you guys want to see a video on this axe, I'll just kind of briefly. There we go. This video right here. You said the Warwood tool. It's a. I was gonna say I wanted to.
yeah.
It looks nice. It made me want to go out and clean my axes though, because this looked way clean compared to all mine. Do you do a lot of wood,
Um,
like woodwork out there where you are? Like, do you do a lot of wood chopping actually?
I used to. My parents'
Okay.
house ran completely on wood. My house doesn't currently,
Okay.
but I've been taking down trees around my house. And I have a buddy that his family uses wood to heat their house, and he hasn't had time to actually cut any wood yet. So,
Yep.
as I've been taking trees down, I've just been giving him all the wood. Um, and but I had it all stacked up nice, and I was like, "Hey, time to do a video."
Yeah, no, absolutely. Uh, what was it last year? We on the farm we took a ton of trees down to build the new shed. We built the 64 by 40 shed out there in lieu of basically to get us ready so we can build a house out there. And same thing, the neighbors had they heat their entire house up. He's got what we call a shouse. So he has a wood burner, and he came over, and it was crazy how much wood he told me he goes through. I mean, he filled the
Oh
back of
yeah,
his truck. He said this may last a week. And I was like,
yep,
a week? And like his entire truck was just overflowing. I mean, he only had to drive like a mile, so it didn't matter how much wood he had back there. And if he dropped it, we would just go pick it up. But it was crazy. Like
yeah,
you go through a lot of wood. So those guys who do that, they it's a big deal. Oh, Sid, you taking
yeah.
off here? Have a good one, Sid. It's like
Um,
Paul's taking off as well.
my parents' house went through like 12 cord of wood every winter,
Wow. We
which is
we thought
roughly
about
like a 10 by 15 by 8 feet tall. So it's a lot of wood.
yeah, yeah. It's I think what they use it for is mostly the water heat. What do you call it? The ground floor. So it's a
Oh,
water boiler that
baseboard hot
runs on
water.
that. Yeah. I
That's what
keep
I
thinking
have.
about it. If that would be something I would want to do, because if you like us out on the farm, we have an artesian well, so you're not paying for the water. I don't, and actually, I was told you don't use that much water. Really, you really just recycle it.
No.
I kept thinking that might be
Yeah.
an idea. What do they call
So
it?
you set
Inflow
up
heat.
the best way to set up that system is have an exterior like a wood burning um it's not a stove, but it's more like you've seen those units outside where you throw wood in and it
Yes,
supplies the house with heat.
that's what they use.
But it pipes the hot water into the house into the baseboards. And
Yep,
it's the most economical way to do it. And then you just run your whole house off of wood, but it's not in the house. So it
it's
cuts down
outside.
on the liability of your house burning down.
And that's exactly what they do. It's like I'm trying to think. There's some limit to how far it has to be, and yeah, it's exactly what he does. So he has a sliding glass door, so he can go out there and stoke it every now in the winter. And I could see
Yeah.
myself doing that. I mean, I think it would be kind of cool. And for me, I've got a wood fireplace up in my house here, and I love it. I haven't been able to use it in a while because the kids, they like to touch things. But I think
Yeah.
wood burning would be kind of fun, especially living out in the farm. Right now at this house, it wouldn't be so feasible. It'd be more work. But I keep thinking
Sure.
about it. That might be something I'll have to think about.
Get off
'Cause
grid.
I just stay off grid, kind of get away from anything, like you were saying, be self sufficient.
Yeah.
On the farm, like that's just the way to do it. Have a
Well, and
great one. Have
especially
fun on
as
the farm.
they keep pushing electric cars and stuff, there's more demand on the grid, which means we're going to start
Yes.
seeing more brownouts and blackouts.
Yes.
And as time goes on, most people don't understand how sensitive the whole grid actually is. Sensitive to being hacked, sensitive to being over demanded.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if you're more self-sustaining, like if you're in the middle of winter and the power goes out for 4 days, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like all of my baseboards would freeze,
Yep.
and that's something that is not a quick fix. And um, the only way to replace them is to literally pull all of the pipes out or find
Mm.
where it burst out and then and replace it. And in the middle of winter when there's no heat, it doesn't really work very well.
Yeah. Well, because we were quoted, I think $10,000 to do it in the shop, and then you pour concrete on top of that because ours would have been concreted in. What did we
Okay, in the
do?
radiant heat flooring. Okay,
Yeah, you'd pretty much just be screwed. I mean, you'd have to rip the
yeah,
concrete up, and that's another $20,000 in concrete. I mean, you're talking
yeah,
a lot of $30,000 for an oops. You talk about off the
mhm,
grid. I used to race those little RC race cars, and we had nitro ones, we call it gas power, but it was a little nitro fuel. As soon as the electric came with like brushless motors, me and my brother switched immediately over there. But I look at like the time and the effort, a battery goes down or anything on those little RC cars, it's game over. You're constantly charging them and stuff. And I thought about, the electricity you use to charge a full car. And what was it? 2 summers ago here, we were getting letters in the mail saying, hey, you need to turn your air conditioner off for X amount of time this week because the grid can't handle it. So now I'm thinking the people who drive to work every day with an electric car, who on a hot day, are you going to sweat your balls off, or are you going to charge your vehicle so you can get to work the next day? Because the grid can't keep up with that. And I'm okay with the electric vehicles. Like I said, with the RC cars, they were great. I think we're there. We're just not ready for it yet. It's a great idea, and it's just not yet. Or the grid can't handle it. We just can't keep up with it. And I'm all about, like you said, moving forward, but not yet. I'm also I drive a 6.2 Ford Raptor. That thing drinks gas like it's going out of water. It's like a football player on a hot day drinking water, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all about, carburetors. I think nothing more cool than a big V8 tuning the carburetor, that just fuel. So for me, electric's it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I've never driven the electric Harley Davidson. I would like to drive one to get the idea. I don't want to own one yet. I just don't think I'm ready for that either. I'm still a gearhead when it comes to gas. I don't think we're ready yet. The grid can't handle it, unfortunately, and not where I'm at least.
Plus, when it gets cold, if it gets below 20 degrees, an electric car doesn't charge.
I was gonna say, if you ever, I mean, it. How many times have you gone out there and like, oh, my battery's dead because it was so cold. Battery can't handle that. That means you gotta.
That's why we have engine block heaters.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's going to run that? More electricity. And there's too much for it. Maybe in other states it's okay, but not in a cold state. You can't do it. And my other thing is, what are you going to do with those batteries when they're dead? What do you do?
There's actually a company in Colorado that recycles them now. It strips every single element apart and recycles them.
I like that.
But it's like a multi-billion-dollar company. Like, it took that much just to get going, and it's not cheap. So it's an option, but it's not like it's ultimately electric cars are not green.
No,
the best
not at all.
scenario for them is if everybody in New York City, LA, Atlanta, like the cities where it doesn't get too hot or too cold, because either they're on the ocean or whatever, where there's the most densely populated area, if they used electric vehicles, it would cut down on the amount of emissions in those areas so that the air would be cleaner for the people that live there.
Yeah.
It's not going to actually help anything. But the greatest issue is like LA needs it the most, but they can't produce enough power to supply everything without going nuclear. And we know how much, people that love the whole go green initiative love nuclear. They don't understand it. And so
it's a wording thing. It really is, I think. And that's not, I'm not trying to get too political. I mean, this is definitely not what I wanted this channel to be, but I agree with it. I mean, it needs to be talked about at the same time. I mean, it's kind of like eating, and we talked about that earlier. Things are good in moderation, and we're not there yet. Not everything can be there yet. And like you said, those areas, they're going to be clean and everything. And I get that. And some people can say that, electric car can, take on, let's just say a joke. My dad and I always say, my dad's like a big Ford Mustang guy. He drives a Shelby GT 500, it's putting out some horsepower. Well, a guy had a electric Tesla, said, oh, my Tesla could beat your Mustang. Could it? I don't know. It might. It may. It's probably
Maybe
got the
0
torque
to
and stuff behind
60,
it.
but not long
Yeah,
term.
that's what I'm gonna say. It's. I don't think it's that great, and I don't know. It's an argument that I think anybody can have, and I think it's a conversation to be had, but not an argument. I think when people get down to it, I think it's a conversation thing, and it's we're not there yet. Like Fukuoka says, electric cars. I think right now we need to focus more. If and this is just my opinion, and this is anything anybody can disagree if you want. The Prius,
Hmm.
half and half.
Oh yeah, or
Prius
doing
goes electric.
hydrogen.
Yeah, it
Like Jeep and a lot of the other companies are actually moving to a hybrid that uses hydrogen because it can go further utilizing very clean energy. There's no emissions. Um, and ultimately, if you create it right, it could run off water.
and that would be pretty cool. I mean, I guess what I mean by the Prius is it's a hybrid as far as it
Hmm.
needs the gas when you need the gas. My fear is always being stranded. I mean, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people have that fear. And being in Minnesota, South Dakota's right next to us. You ever been stranded on the highway where you can look all around you and you see nothing? That's kind
Right.
of
I've driven
claustrophobic.
through South Dakota 8 times in the last 5 years, and I would not want
Yeah,
to be stuck on the road there.
and you and I'm not trying to knock on an electric car, but let's say you're driving down in South Dakota. Where are you gonna pull over? How are you gonna charge that up? You could probably walk down to the farm and get a can of gas. That's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
But where are you gonna charge something on the side of the road? You gotta call somebody. Probably gonna take them minimum 2 hours if you're in South Dakota for somebody to get to you. That's if they're ready and to go on the spot. How long does it take to charge? So
Yeah.
now let's just say it takes a half hour to sit on there. Your minimum of let's just throw it out there. 3 hours you could be on the side of the road. Somebody with a gas can, you could be up and going in 45 minutes.
I can
That's just
actually attest that between Sioux Falls and Mount Rushmore, there are no charging stations.
that's my
So
point. I worry about
it's
being
like
stranded, and that's
450,
exactly it.
500 miles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and and I worry about that with the gas engine. Don't get me wrong. It is a fear of mine. Like if I know I'm in South Dakota, every time I see a gas station, I look at my gas and I was like, you know
Stop.
what? I'm gonna stop because I don't know when the next one's gonna be. And could you
Hmm.
imagine if you? I mean, that's where the hybrid makes sense. You got the
Yeah.
gas as a backup. You got the gas if you need it, and then the electric. It charges while you're going down. I mean, it's to me that's where the future should be more leaning towards as far as straight on full electric. Then, like I said,
Yeah.
that's just an opinion. Not trying to get political about it, but that's just how I look at it.
Yeah.
Gas powered generator and a Tesla
In the
idea.
back of a Tesla, I've seen that.
I've seen that too, and I mean
It's
it's
funny.
true. It's true. I mean, I got a generator. I mean, the idea at our house at the farm is we've got a plug-in to put a generator. The power goes out. It's a
Yep.
gas-powered generator. I mean, it's it's good, and that's what I think. This may sound way off topic, and we're talking about learning stuff. NASCAR. We learn so much from NASCAR. It's not just people going around in circles in a fast car. We're learning how to push the limits to an automobile. We're learning all this
Yeah.
stuff. And to me, that's what I like about NASCAR. I know that's kind of off topic about, talking electric and stuff like that, but we're learning how to push limits of what we can do, which is I know, like I said,
Hmm.
it's completely off topic and maybe going over everybody's head, but that's just kind of a fun thing to think about when we look at all these things, cars in general. And I'm a car guy. I like cars. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
know Palmer, he's into cars too. So if he's still here, he's listening and thinking, "Yep, cars."
Excuse me.
But yeah, it's like I said, we're just not there yet. And someday we
No.
will be. Maybe, probably not in my lifetime. Not saying I'm that old, but
Yeah, I have no idea.
Paul, I want to put your chat in there, but I don't want to get too political. I know this is an EDC, but there's nothing wrong with good discussion, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
Well, I'm ready to go get lunch. I just want to say thank you for stopping in and hanging out.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah.
everybody in the chat had a good time learning about your store, learning about what's on there. Links will be in here, and I'll put it in the description if anybody's rewatching this. Definitely check out All American Maker. And once again, appreciate you hanging out here. Any last words before we end the live here?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, like I said, you guys check them out. I'll put the link in the final description after the live, and definitely check them out. And of course, self plug. These are dropping tonight again, guys, at 6
Oh,
p.m.
yeah.
Central Standard Time. Get yourself an orange mug. We want to see people taking their knives out. Put them on top, however you want. Coffee, EDC. Join the SIP&FLIP. You'll get a patch along with it as well. Brady made a sweet design. I think that's cool. We want to make it kind of a community thing. So you guys, if you get yourself one, tag us. Like I say, kind of just a community fun part. But with that being said, everybody have a great weekend and make sure your coffee is stronger than your toddler.